Hi guys, I'm Demented Jumper. Today we're doing my top 5 favourite final boss fights. Now for this list, I'm going to be doing my list of final boss fights that I find interesting, memorable, have a bit of a challenge to the player, and that sort of thing. So for number 5 is Dahokon and Galeem from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now what I like about this fight is that if you fight both of these guys together, you can choose up to 3 characters, but if you defeat one of them separately, the other one will destroy the other, and vice versa. And they both have their moves from previous battles. So like Galeem has his these kind of like wraps, kind of like bandages, if you know what I mean, and they'll just like plummet down onto the battlefield. Dahokon will sometimes fire like little pellets of kind of like small bullet type animation for his one of his attacks, that sort of thing. So for number 4 is the final monk in Breath of the Wild, and some of you might think that this isn't the final boss fight Calamity Ganon is, but to me this is the proper boss fight, final one we should kind of forgotten, or we should have expected, if you know what I mean. Because with Calamity Ganon, he's kind of easy, even without the Divine Beasts. Even with the Divine Beasts, he's still kind of easy. But with the final monk guy, he can take a lot of hits, and he'll go through a lot of your weapons and armor. No, not armor. A lot of your weapons and bows. And I like it how during the boss fight, at any time, you can place down the banana and he'll just eat it, but you can only do this once. And I also like it how he can create giant metallic wrecking balls and make himself big and get clone, and can also clone himself. So yeah. For number 3 is Cynthia from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl and Platinum. Now what I like about this particular final boss fight is that Cynthia is the most challenging champion in all of Pokemon history. And what I like about this is that she has a variety of Pokemon with a lot of various types. So you've got Spiritomb, who's a Ghost and Dark type, Lucario, who's a Fighting and Steel type, Togekiss, Flying Normal type, and Garchomp, who's a Dragon and Ground type. And she will KO a lot of your Pokemon if you're not careful, if you don't have the right matchup to some of her Pokemon. Yeah. For number 2 is Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time. And now what I like about this fight is that in order to even get to him, you have to take down the barriers surrounding the final staircase up to his boss fight room, and also how his fight first begins with a volleyball tennis fight, then it becomes a race down the tower in order to escape, and then it becomes a classic Link versus Ganon fight. And how from that game on, the Zelda franchise, or the next series of games, split into its 3 separate timelines. Video on that coming soon. Yeah, and for number 1 is the final Bowser fight from Super Mario Galaxy 1. Now what I like about this is that not only does it use this the final kind of like phase from the other Bowser fights, but also it uses a lot of other fights. Well, what I mean by that is that Bowser will first turn himself into a rock boulder. Yeah, who turns himself into a boulder, and you have to try and hit his face. Do that a few times, then move into the second phase, where he'll turn into a spike. He'll basically go into a shell, and you have to hit him with these balloon things. Then once that's done, you have to go and make him go to the final phase, which will you have to make him burn his tail, and then you have to hit him. And what I like about this is that even though it's a simple fight, you have to try and adapt to each fight, and try and make sure that you get a decent hit on him before he can get a hit on you. So yeah, that's been my top 5 final boss fights. I hope you liked that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.